and we've sat here, we've talked about how physical K-State is and how, fundamentally sound they are, which I feel like, it almost feels like an oversimplification. Tim, I want to kind of get your take on this as someone who sees this team on the regular. What makes this team, so tough?
I mean that is part of it. It is they're very well coached. They're very disciplined. They pride themselves in kind of having that kind of don't get too far up, don't get too far down, stay kind of focused on things mentality. But really, I mean, it's they pride themselves on being physical. They don't make a whole lot of mistakes. They got a bunch of veteran talent. The offensive line is uh, all back from last year. Running backs they have running backs back from last year, aside from obviously Deuce Vaughn, who was with the Cowboys. Well, Howard is back from last year. On the defensive side, you got a whole bunch of faces that were on that Big 12 championship team. They had to rebuild the secondary a little bit, and so that has been a little bit of a work in progress. But even now, over the last several weeks, after they've kind of moved some pieces around, that has started to kind of get to the point of what K-State fans kind of expect from a Chris Kleiman secondary. So they're just really they're really well built all the way around, and it's taken their three losses. It's taken a 61-yard field goal on the road at Missouri, top 20 team.
Mm-hmm.
They played very poorly against an Oklahoma State team that kind of just realized that they are
Pretty good.
good.
Yeah.
In Stillwater, they pretty much sparked the Cowboys' rise, and now they're very well are on their way to a Big 12 title game appearance. And then last week against Texas, who very well could be a top 5 team in the country. So while the three losses have been disappointing, they still are give this team a different schedule. Who knows? They could be undefeated right now. So I mean, they're just very solid, and it's been impressive to watch while still incredibly frustrating. Just the 3-1 score losses, because it's just almost there,
Yeah.
almost there from having just another kind of all-time season for the program.
Wow. Yeah. Good point. Yeah, I feel like, so we've talked a lot on here before about how we thought Joey McGuire was kind of the perfect fit at Texas Tech. I feel like, if you go back a little bit more, I mean, Chris Kleiman at K-State, he just seems to fit that, I mean, good, disciplined, rugged football that, that they like in Manhattan and obviously like a lot of places, but I mean, that Bill Snyder was famous for. So yeah, it's going well for the Wildcats. Let's
They
flip
found out real
yeah, go
quick. They
ahead.
found a perfect kind of melding of that, uh, not flashy, workmanlike, blue collar type coach, uh, but someone who isn't as afraid of change as Bill Snyder was, especially at the end, which really started to hold him back. And you got to give Gene Taylor credit, the athletic director, because uh, he did kind of find the perfect guy. Neil Brown was the other kind of last candidate, and with Kleiman, and it really has shown that it was the right pick. He's
Yeah,
been phenomenal.
yeah. I feel like like I said, Will Howard, those guys are going to have probably a field day against Baylor
Mm-hmm.
on Saturday. It's just, I mean, it would be stunning if Baylor, I think, even made it a game. But that's kind of the way this season has gone for the Bears.